It's Sunday, February 18th, 2024. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. A few things I want to talk about today. And as always, feel free to comment down below. Love to know your opinions on this. This came from the Daily Mail. I was reading this morning. It is extremely concerning. We've talked about this numerous times, and it is another reason to be getting ready. FBI director warns China's computer attacks are now at a scale greater than we've seen before, as vulnerable critical infrastructure remains at high risk to be targeted. So many reports of our military being hacked, universities, hospitals, financial systems, banks, you name it. Everything now is hackable. It is only a matter of time before we see large-scale events to where maybe sewer systems are shut down, water facility systems are shut down, grids are shut down, no electricity. You know, people think that this is a joke. The technology is here. This country, the United States of America, is being attacked every day. Cities, counties are being attacked daily. And it is only a matter of time before they penetrate our systems and we see big cities, grids go down, electricity off, water plants off, sewage facilities shut down. This means that you're not going to be able to go to a gas station and pump gas. This means when you turn your faucet on, no water comes out. When you flip the light switch, nothing happens. Zero. How long could these systems be down? Nobody really knows. But some of our infrastructure is so old. I reported a story probably 5-6 months ago about a water pipe in New York that broke. And this pipe was over 100 years old in New York, a water pipe. Over 100 years old that broke. I know a lot of our grid is extremely old. It's many, many decades old, and we are being attacked at numbers we never even thought humanly possible. Christopher Wray, the U.S. infrastructure is under threat, he says. He said, Beijing's plan to plant technology inside the U.S. critical infrastructure has become a significant threat to national security. In the event that we enter a conflict with China, they want to be able to disrupt and destroy critical infrastructure right here in the United States. And I think we are on a one-way path to conflict with China, in my opinion. But think about right now the threats that are taking place every day while we sleep. Somebody, I saw a report or was listening to a video, I believe it was Sheriff Jones from Butler County, Ohio. He said for every one agent we have that is protecting our infrastructure from cyber attacks, there are 50 agents in China attacking our infrastructure. So it's 50 to 1. So how long before they penetrate it and do serious damage? They have penetrated it many times, but we were able to counter it quickly without too much damage or systems being shut down for too long. What happens when we can no longer counter it and systems shut down for not just a day or two, but for a week, 2 weeks, a month? This is a big problem, and it's another reason why all of you should be putting barterable items away, should be putting some cash away, should be putting some silver away, certainly security. Because you know what happens after 72 hours when people don't eat and the lights are out? You're going to have very, very serious trouble wherever you live. So be preparing for this, because this isn't just make-believe. This isn't something somebody's just making up. This is the FBI now, which, look, I don't have a ton of faith in, I don't have a lot of respect for, but they're telling you something. And I think we should heed the warning that if they're telling you this much, it is much worse than they are telling us. And we need to be as self-sufficient as possible, and that means get ready and take action. And look, I pray to God, and I hope all of you are praying to God, that nothing like this, nothing bad occurs. But in the event that it does, thank God you have the preparations and you have the ability to protect yourself and your family. All right, switching to another article here, theeconomiccollapse.com. All of the elements are in place for an economic crisis of staggering proportions. Think about, as we slide deeper into this depression that we're in, this financial depression, on top of that, these cyber attacks that are taking place. Imagine you're already struggling to put food on the table. Imagine that the stores have to shut down. There's no refrigeration. There's no electricity. There's no way to process payments. Big trouble, ladies and gentlemen. But here's some of the 2024 layoffs, and I'll just go through some of them. Twitch has laid off 35% of its workers. Roomba, 31% of its workers. Hasbro, 20% of its workers. LA Times has laid off 20% of its workers. Spotify, 17%. Levi's, 15%. Xerox, 15%. Qualtrics, 14%. Wayfair has laid off 13% of its workers. PayPal, 7%. Cisco, 5%. And the list goes on and on and on. And many of these are good jobs. Many of these are well-paying jobs. Another reason why we're going to see big trouble in the real estate sector, because too many people are losing jobs. And they're not even talking about people losing jobs with small and medium-sized businesses. We're just hearing about the big boys. And there are a lot of layoffs. There are a lot of people sitting at home today scratching their heads wondering what in the heck they're going to do. They've got a mortgage, they've got multiple car payments, they got student loan debt, credit card debt, health insurance debt. It goes on and on and on. And they're sitting there more than likely with very little, if no money at all, saved up for an emergency. Another reason why I promote daily that you have a cash reserve put away, that you have some assets that are liquid, like gold, like silver, that you can sell quickly and get cash so you can take care of your mortgage payment. The best advice is preventative maintenance, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you have a cash reserve, that you continue building it up. Make sure you put assets away, because in the event of an emergency that you or a spouse loses a job, if you have, say, 6 to 12 months of cash reserve put away, you're not going to go into panic mode. You can breathe a little bit. You can sort it out. You have some time to breathe and sort it out and strategize what you're going to do. The person who has no money saved up or a couple weeks of money saved up, as soon as they lose a job or a spouse loses a job, they're in panic mode, because the bills are coming in. The bills are coming in today. They're coming in tomorrow. They got to be paid. If you have 6 to 12 months, you can breathe a little bit. But most people have absolutely nothing. Half this country doesn't even have $400 in savings put away. We're in big trouble. We're in really, really big trouble. And anybody that thinks that, oh, the economy is going to just boom and the housing market's booming, even though nothing's selling. I was talking to somebody today, and we're talking about these ridiculous prices. But look, anybody can ask $1 million for the house, but getting $1 million or getting your price is a whole different thing. And the problem is we have too many people asking way too much money for their homes. They're not worth it. They're not going to get it. And they're going to continue to sit there day after day, week after week, month after month, not selling. So we have a very, very stagnant market right now. The only thing that is going to get it moving is price reductions. And it is coming, because, as I've said in the past, too many people are going to be in trouble to where they're going to be forced to sell their homes. It's going to be divorce. It's going to be job losses. Short-term rentals aren't renting. It's landlords getting out of the business. You name it. People are going to be unloading homes at much lower prices very, very soon. And don't forget, when your neighbor's house sells, that's the new comp. Here's one from Fox Business. Small businesses are about to get hit with more regulations, House committee warns. You know, I read something like this and I have to ask, and please comment down below, is this all being done on purpose? We are sending billions of dollars, it seems like daily, across the planet. Yet small businesses are getting hit with more regulations. Why are we not promoting small businesses? Why are we not helping small businesses? Why are we not promoting people to open up more businesses? What we're doing is we're purposely making sure that these small businesses shutter forever. Is this being done on purpose? I don't know. I have a weird feeling that somebody does not like small businesses in this country, and they're making sure that they do absolutely nothing to help them, but actually hinder them by slapping on more regulations. You know, with all the permits, the licenses, the regulations, the fines, this and that. It is so hard to open a business and be successful. It really, really is. I mean, the taxation, especially in the state of California, you can see why so many are leaving and so many will continue to leave. Really, really sad. The backbone of America is small businesses. And think about how many millions of people are employed by small businesses. And when you slap small businesses with more regulations, more taxes, that means you're going to have more people losing their jobs. Here's one from the AP. What happens when Remington leaves? Remington, the firearms company, is going to be shutting down. Hundreds of people are going to be losing their jobs. Remington began in Ilion, New York, 2 centuries ago. Actually, I think it was a little bit over 200 years ago. Now, Ilion residents are bracing for Remington's exit, ending an era that began in 1816. So an incredible run. And here we go with more regulations, more taxes. I believe they're moving part of this factory to their Georgia destination, or their Georgia factory. But in the meantime, hundreds of people are going to lose their jobs in New York. This move is going to sting the city, or they call it here a village. Ilion consists of 7,600 people, now facing a empty, vacant, giant factory that is going to have no tax revenue. And think about not just the people losing their jobs. Don't even think about just the tax base that's lost here. Think about the surrounding businesses that relied on Remington being there. Maybe it's a little cafe. Maybe it's a little hair salon. Maybe, you know, it's a gas station, whatever it may be. It's not just the factory, it's the outlying area that it affects. And what about people that come in from out of the area that maybe have to do maintenance on the building, that the drivers that have to bring in supplies to that building? No longer needed, no longer needed. And here's another one from the Washington Examiner. Middle America is dying hard. Weirton, West Virginia. This week, Cleveland Cliffs Steel announced it was idling its tin plate production plant. This is going to cost 900 people their jobs. That's a lot of people. These are well-paying jobs right here. 900 people losing their jobs in Weirton, West Virginia. And as it says here, this will also jeopardize thousands of jobs and businesses that surrounded the plant. Barbershops, gas stations, mom and pop grocery stores, machine shops. The massive demise of the tax base is going to be big. And this, when you lose this tax base, what does that affect? It affects the schools, it affects the roads, the police, the fire. This is now a disaster that has hit Weirton, West Virginia, and 900 people and the outlying businesses. It has affected the entire community, the city, the county. It has affected everybody there. But think about these 900 people now. What in the world are they going to do for work? I'm sure that in Weirton, West Virginia, never been there, don't even know where it's at. But I bet you they don't have a lot of really great jobs there. And these were probably some of the prime jobs. They're now gone. These people have mortgages, they have rent, they have car payments, they have kids. And it's sadly over for them. It is so sad what is going on, ladies and gentlemen. It is really, it's, as I sit here on this beautiful Sunday evening, sun going down, you know, I just thank God for what I have. I thank God for being alive today. I thank God that you know, I've made the preparations that I began preparing 6-7 years ago, making these videos. I actually began, you know, really preparing back in 2013. Started making these videos about 7 years ago and really getting serious. And while I'm making this video, somebody's bugging me here. Come here. Come here. And I thank God that I'm blessed with this little thing. Nugget wanted to say hi. And she always puts a smile on my face. And I feel very blessed to have her and my entire family. But we feel blessed. And we know that things can change very suddenly, very quickly. Make sure you're taking care of your animals. Make sure that you have food put away for these guys too. But I feel blessed, and I know things can change really quickly. Nobody is immune. Nobody is immune from losing their job. Nobody. Please continue putting those cash reserves away. Have a plan. Put some assets away. You know, too many people, I think, just got drunk on the euphoria that everything was going to be fine. The government's going to come in and just print more money and inject it into the system. If it gets bad enough, they'll just send you money with stimulus checks. They'll put you back on unemployment with plus benefits. And people really, I think, believe this was going to go on forever, that there would never be a day of reckoning. And we're not even there yet, but it's going to get much worse. The day of reckoning is coming. This is just the warm-up. And the people who have not been preparing, many of them may still be asleep, but I think there's a lot of people tossing and turning now at night because the credit cards are maxed out. They're coming to the end of the road. They may have children. Spouse lost a job. Maybe both parents have lost a job. People are falling behind on their car payments, the rent, the mortgages, whatever it may be. But the realization is now becoming reality for a lot of people. And people are going to get desperate. They're going to do things they never thought they would ever do. And when people get desperate, they lose their minds. Be very, very careful out there. Be very, very careful out there. You know, just the mindset of people today, as opposed to just a few years ago, has changed. People act a little bit different, the way I see it. People seem more stressed out. People don't seem as happy. People seem to have a lot on their minds. A lot of people seem angry. And they're going to get much more angry. Wait till their pensions get robbed, as their Social Security is being robbed. Wait till they find out nobody's coming to save them. There's going to be no magic check. There's going to be no benefits. There's going to be no help for you. We'll be helping other people across the world, but there will be no help for these people. You cannot rely on the system, ladies and gentlemen. You are going to be on your own. I cannot stress that enough. Christopher Wray and the FBI is already telling you, getting you warmed up, that something is going to happen. This Sheriff Jones out of Butler County, Ohio, who went to this FBI meeting in Washington, D.C., along with all of the other sheriffs across America, is telling you that what they told him is alarming and that there's not going to be anybody from the federal government coming to save you. There's not going to be enough police. You're going to be on your own. This is the time that you need to be training, that you need to have a strategy, that you need to be getting in the best shape of your life. And that doesn't mean just lifting weights. You better know how to fight. You better know how to operate. You better have the right tools. You better have the right skill sets. And if that scares you, then you should take action. If you're not taking action, then you're going to be a victim. That's just the bottom line. You need to be taking action right now. As I leave you this Sunday, very early evening here, late afternoon, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and please be training, be preparing, and be as self-sufficient as you humanly possibly can. God bless you all. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I look forward to speaking to each and every one of you very, very soon.